before anything else happens. Alrighty. So for this podcast, we for elevator talk, we usually don't have an intro because every time I try to do an intro, it's either Kelly, uh, not making fun of me, but like the way I start it, or like just the way it sounds. So we end up like laughing and everything. So like, there's not really an intro. This is probably our intro. More than likely, this is how we're always gonna be starting now from now on.
Can
Um,
you do an intro?
the intro was more
Can you do
like
an anime intro?
no, like the intro that I said in the last podcast is not an intro, but like to introduce the video form is that I have like this little where is it right here? This little sign that I can like let me turn off the light that I can like turn on lights and everything. So I was thinking about like doing like a thing where I have like our special guest's name and then our podcast name and then like zoom in on it and then like once it zooms out like we're talking basically.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so there is it's kind of like a little intro already. Like obviously this is your host Jaime here. I'm alongside with my co-host Adrian. Okay, and then I'm like very hype. Every like all of my co-hosts, Adrian, Kelly, Nathan, they all know I'm like super hyped for this episode because Chrissy Mae is here as our special guest, and like I was just like kind of fangirling in a way.
Fanboy.
Yeah. I was fangirling. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I should just say it
He was
bluntly.
crying through our Warzone moment.
But I was just happy because yeah, like like I was telling them I met you. I didn't meet you physically. I've like pretty much heard about you and I saw your modeling stuff that you did with Petioki and everything from the convention, and that's what kind of got me hooked. And I was like, oh, who's this and all that. So I just been following your whole career that you've been pretty much doing for like the last 2 years.
That's hectic. No, that's awesome. We could have met. What
we
day were you at the convention?
I was there both days.
Yeah, I was there. Maybe I was there on the first day, whenever the 18th was.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe,
not
yeah.
I'm not sure. That was like my first anime convention I've ever been to, so I was like kind of everywhere because I was part of
Yeah.
my club that I made for EPCC
Mm.
that I created, and it was like our first official club trip that we like
Yeah,
fundraised and everything. Like we brought all the funds and everything, so everything was paid for.
that's
And
cool.
so like it was a nice convention and everything. But going back pretty much on you, I just want you to see because everybody wants to know who is Chrissy Mae and like what is your origin story like what started you in like your whole like journey and everything.
Oh man. That's a loaded question.
Well, it could be like like you came in from a different planet, or you're like
Yeah.
the whole like vengeance, finding the killers for your parents.
So yeah, it's actually a trilogy. Now let me
Okay.
take you to episode one. No, um, origin story. I guess I'm a before I was an actress, I was a musician.
Okay.
So I studied music and I did a lot of singing and playing guitar. And then I got into musical theater. And then, yeah, and then I got into acting. So kind of just all of that,
So
you know?
how long have you been like when you were first in the whole music pretty much type of area? Like how long were you in that before you got into musical theater?
Um, so I don't know. I started playing guitar when I was 14.
Okay.
But I've been singing ever since. My parents have been forcing me to at the age of 6. um, no, out of love, out of love. Yeah, ever since I was 6, and then I guess musical theater has kind of always been there in the background, but it was really just a background sort of thing. And I studied music in college, so that was my degree, a bachelor of
Oh,
music.
okay.
So I guess I was doing. I think I've been doing music for, gosh, maybe 12, 12 to 14 years
That's good.
until I switched over to acting.
So how many instruments do you know like right now that you can play?
That I can play, I
Yeah,
can play six.
you can play six.
I can play six proficiently, but not well.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll play it, but then a musician that's been training for a long time will be like, "Yeah, she's playing very robotically."
She's playing what the notes tell her, not not
Yeah,
not
like I don't
making
feel it
her.
in her
Yeah,
soul.
yeah. But that's crazy. Like I think the only instrument I've ever played was a cello, and it was really nice. The only reason I got into orchestra was because what was it? I know because there was in elementary here in El Paso. You had I think three options of fine arts type once you hit sixth grade in elementary. Back when sixth grade was still in elementary, not a middle school. So it was
Mm.
either band, orchestra, or arts. And I went to band only because I think the girl I was dating or the girl I was crushing was there.
Right.
Yeah, and I tried doing the same instrument she did, which was the flute. And and it didn't work out. I think I don't know if it was like I had to pay for something. I forgot what it was, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check out orchestra, and the orchestra teacher, he was like really chill. His name was Mr. Rojas. Shout out Mr. Rojas if you ever like listen to this podcast, which would be crazy if you do. But he got me into like liking and loving orchestra, and I played the cello. I was like, oh, I want to try that out, and ever since then I played it sixth grade year, seventh grade year. I had a cool teacher. His name was Mr. Snodgrass, and he made me love the cello even more. And then eighth grade year was when like I stopped loving it because of a teacher. And
Oh, that
yeah,
happens,
because
doesn't it?
Mr. Snodgrass left, and so there was this other teacher that came in, and it was just like it wasn't awkward. Like it's not that I didn't like the teacher because he took over the teacher's position, but it was just more like the stuff he was introducing in a way. But ever since then,
Yes.
I haven't played the cello,
Oh no.
which
Damn that teacher.
which
You're listening. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, and surprisingly, he became the high school orchestra teacher. I think my junior year,
Mm.
because my freshman year, my friend was they were trying to recruit me to do orchestra in high school, and I was like, nah, I'm done with it. Like I don't want to,
Yeah,
like it's gonna take up my schedule or whatever, and I just like stopped playing. But I think the cello was like my favorite instrument because I that's the only
that's
one I played.
awesome. The cello is something I've never explored. I guess because it's very expensive too.
Yes. The good thing is that my sixth grade, like the instruments that they gave us to use, like it was free. Like we didn't have to pay for the instruments. So it was like,
Lucky.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I got to take it home and everything. And so I was happy.
What?
I was
Oh,
very
I wish they had
happy.
that here.
It was
We have
very
to buy our
nice.
own.
And then I tried taking the guitar my junior year. No, senior year of high school, but because I was taking like these working programs to like I can work half day and have school the rest of the half day, it took away my elective, so I was like pretty much started working junior year, and then the only elective that I had was football, and
Wow.
yeah,
Wow, your school format sounds so different
it
over
it.
there.
It is in a way. So what is your school format like? How was it like from elementary through high school?
For one, they didn't really any arts was an after school thing.
Oh,
So learning an instrument, even doing dance and acting, none of that was like incorporated in elementary school. None of that was in any of the curriculum. You had to do that like after school.
oh,
So
okay.
yeah, so all of my I guess music stuff and dance stuff happened after 3 p.m., which is why I didn't have a very fun childhood. No, just kidding. No, and yeah, but I always saw it in movies, in American movies that it was in like a part of your school curriculum. I was like,
Yeah,
wow, amazing. Wish we had that. Yeah, because it's kind of like I don't know, the arts industry here. They kind of tag it as like a hobby, like for fun, like you do
oh,
it
okay.
like bowling or something, when it's definitely not
True,
that.
true. And for those who are for those listening, uh, Miss Chrissy Mae is from Australia, Sydney,
Oh yeah.
Australia. So we forgot to mention that completely. So they're probably wondering like, what do you mean? They're probably the same school or something. But yeah, she is living in the future right now. She
Mhm.
is the time we're recording this is like her Saturday, and we're recording on a Friday. So
Mhm.
it's fascinating with the whole time wise because I know me and Adrian were talking about the whole time zones. Like he's 1 hour ahead of me, and so like we joke around like, oh, you're in the future, like you can probably predict like what I'm like already gonna eat or whatever. But like you're basically like the next
Tomorrow.
day.
I'm the next day. I'm the next day. I'll tell you what, Saturday's not looking too crash hot at the moment, but
But yeah, for those who we didn't get to like mention, she's from Australia, Sydney, Australia. So it's like very very crazy in a way. The whole different subjects in like the school wise and pretty much the way you guys drive as well. Because I noticed from
yeah.
your when you were doing the Loft Studios and you were in the car with Jamie, the driver's side was on the right side, and I was like, yeah, that's a whole different like thing over there.
Oh, I know. The amount of times when I was over there and I'd go to the passenger side, which is here, the left side, and everyone would be like, "Are you driving?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry." Or there were many times where I where I ordered an Uber and then I would open the door and it was a driver, and the driver would be like, "What are you doing?"
It looked like
I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
you were hijacking the car.
Oh gosh, and I'm small, right? I'm like 5'4", so it's like this small Asian woman just opening the door, and be like, "Oh, hey."
Yeah, over here in America, we like to drive on the left side.
Ah,
But
yeah.
I feel like like the first time you did that was that very embarrassing in your way to you?
Oh, it was. It was. I cracked up so much because the guy like looked at me and he was so shocked, and I was like, "Yeah, so I'm sorry. I'm your Uber passenger for today."
It's like you're gonna have to deal with me today.
Ah, he
But
was probably like, "What the heck?" Yeah, because afterwards I was just like, "I'm from Sydney, Australia. Please be kind."
and that was when you were here in well when you were over there in California, correct? Or like
Yes, that's correct.
is that like the only place you visited in America, or like have you gone to like any other places?
I've been to New York as well.
How was New York?
Oh, I love New York so much. I
Cause
want to move
cause
there.
cause I know Adrian, you went to New York, right?
Yeah, a long
Like
time ago.
a long time ago, but like you didn't like the flight. The whole experience of the flight was like bad for you, huh?
No, that the flight was to Washington,
Oh,
but
the flight to Washington was a bad one for you.
Wow.
but I drove there with my dad, the truck driver,
Oh, okay.
You
and
drove to New York.
we went hmm
And was like
I wish I
from El
2 days.
Paso to New York,
hmm We went from El Paso to Michigan first, and then from Michigan we had to go back up to
and that took how many days?
2 3 days.
could. Damn!
I don't think I'd be able to do that.
It was pretty fun. I
I
experienced
mean, I
all
mean,
4 seasons.
I wouldn't doubt it because in El Paso it's a desert.
Yeah.
It's basically like there's nothing but heat, and
Mm,
if you get wind, it's hot wind. It's not a breeze. It's hot wind.
right.
Like it may
Is that like?
It may be
In
cooler than the temperature. It may be cooler than the temperature of the wind, but it's still gonna be hot. It's like right next to
Wow,
Mexico.
cool. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so not the heat though. The heat's not cool.
It's hotter though.
It's
I wouldn't doubt it.
I like the heat though. I
I
quite enjoy the heat.
I don't personally like. I was raised in Colorado, so like I
Oh,
love the cold weather. That's just me.
mm,
That's
you
just me.
like it?
Yes,
Yeah.
the cold weather is like my when I first moved to El Paso, Texas, and we were like I think this was 13 years ago, and it
Hmm.
was just hot. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
degrees it was, but it was just
it was
extremely
like
hot.
too much. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some times where it can be a bit too much and I'm like, oh, I miss winter. But then as soon as it gets cold, I feel like every atom in my body just goes into lazy mode and I just don't want to do anything. I want to be in the blanket, just not move,
No,
hibernate.
I actually like my room cold, so like I always have my like my AC on. So like whenever like I sleep, and I wake up, it's like fresh cold, and I'm like I like that. I like
Ooh.
waking up to that because it just relaxes me.
Apparently, the best temperature to sleep in, like perfect sleeping temperature, is 16 degrees. Oh, wait. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. I'm sorry.
let, let, let me
16
check.
degrees Celsius.
It's like
Let me check.
73.
So what? 16 degrees. I'm typing in YouTube. What am
Celsius.
I doing?
Apparently, that's perfect sleeping temperature. I was like, oh, this isn't gonna make any sense to you guys.
Let's see.
It's like
16.
73 degrees.
Let's see.
73 degrees. Jesus.
Is
That's
it?
that's like close to boiling point here.
Are you serious? No,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 60 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh,
60 degrees
Yeah,
Fahrenheit.
I Google said it and they did the whole calculation. They have a formula for that. And I don't know what the formula is. It's right there, but like it's like letters, obviously. You know how math is. But yeah, so it's 60 degrees. 60 degrees is not that bad.
Yeah, apparently that's like perfect sleeping temperature.
I might look into that every time I stay at a hotel. I'm gonna keep it 60.
Yeah, 60, just keep it
I'm
at 16.
gonna keep it at 16 Celsius.
16 degrees Celsius. All right, so when I go there, I'll be like, I want my room at 60 degrees.
60
Di-
degrees Fahrenheit.
60 degrees Fahrenheit. 60 degrees sounds so hot because, like, here when there's a heat wave, it's 40 degrees Celsius. So 60 degrees sounds like hell to me.
Hold on, I actually want to search up what 40 degrees Celsius now. 40 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. If it's like actually this is like normal weather. That's normal weather to El Paso. 104
Wow,
Fahrenheit. 104 Fahrenheit is like that's normal weather.
that's
That
normal. Wow,
that's a chill day sometimes
that's
in El
a
Paso.
chill day.
In El Paso.
Oh my goodness.
Cuz I think it was 110, 117 like today in afternoon. It gets hot over here. But I know
Yeah.
Arizona's way hotter. From my understanding, Arizona's like the hottest
Arizona's
state, I
hot
think.
and humid.
I'm
And
so geographically challenged with America. I'm so sorry.
no,
I'm
you're
going to
good.
say this now. I used to think, no, I'll just say it. I used to think LA and New York were like next to each other.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm not. I wouldn't doubt it. Like,
So I don't know where anything is. Now I know they're on like opposite
I,
sides, but
I
everything in the middle,
so Texas is a big state, like right in the middle bottom part of the map.
right?
That's where we are. But we're on the left corner tip of Texas, right next to Mexico, like with the border of Mexico. And
Gotcha.
it's hot. Like I don't like the like I've been living here 13 years and I'm still not used to the heat.
Oh wow,
It
wow, wow,
sucks.
wow.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Come
Okay.
to Madrid.
No, no, I'm good. I've been there. I think
So
I was there like
where
what
does it snow in America? Where's the snow at?
New York.
New York,
Everything
any
from New
yeah,
York down.
everything in the north, like the northern part. Like if you're in a state near Canada, it's gonna be cold.
Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha.
So like what like Seattle, no? Seattle's close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
I'm in
New
ocean
just
was
York.
Seattle.
really all right.
But yeah, the United States is beautiful, but I still want to get out. Like yeah, so like my whole plan is to go teach abroad in Japan, go teach English and everything. So that's
Nice.
like my whole goal. And
Yeah.
so like I want to like leave already, but like I gotta wait till I get my bachelor's.
Go to Mexico.
Uh,
It's just
yeah.
2 steps.
Are you guys allowed to travel yet
Uh, kind
out
of.
of America?
Oh no, out of America. That's a good question. I I I
I don't know.
think you can,
Mm.
but when you come back, I think you need to quarantine yourself over there and over here.
Oh, okay, okay.
I
I see.
think if I'm not mistaken, like you gotta like
Yeah,
quarantine yourself when you come back. I think.
yeah. At the moment, we're trapped. We're not allowed to leave.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you're like whole country. Like I every time I see your story, you're at your meditation spot on the beach by the
Yeah, you know what?
ocean. I'm
Good.
like we don't have an ocean or beach over here in Texas. And like all we got
Yeah.
is desert. I'm like I just want to like even when I went to California, I did see the beach, but I didn't get to go on the beach. I was on the Santa Monica Pier thing, so I got to see the ocean, which was like lovely. And so yeah, like I don't know. I just like next time I go to California, I just want to like go chill at the beach one time and just
Yeah.
like experience the beach. Because I've been to
Yeah.
like lakes that have sands and everything, but like it's not a beach.
Yeah, no. The beaches here in Sydney, if you ever come to Sydney, oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. Just
I'm actually planning going to Australia because of the Steve Irwin Zoo. I want to go visit that.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I want to
The
go
one in
visit that.
Wollongong. Yeah.
But
Ah,
that's one of the goals because I want to plan like a big trip every year. And so
mm,
Japan was my big trip this year, but because of the pandemic, I had to schedule that for next year. And then probably after the year after that, I'll probably go to Australia to check it out. More than likely, I'll probably do that.
yeah.
I'll let you know so you can meet
Let
up.
me know, definitely. I'll come get you from the airport
Yeah, so I don't have to
and then
drive,
just drive you straight to the beach and be like, here it is.
and then you can fly back.
You'll be opening my side of the car, and I'll be like, what are you doing? You want to die?
Honestly, I'm just gonna have that whole experience. I'm gonna call an Uber, open a door. I'm like, uh,
Yeah.
I'm from America, so
No, the differences are subtle, but then when they happen, you're like, oh, okay, that's
honestly,
different.
and then you guys drive on the left side of the street, huh?
Yes, we do.
That's
And you
yeah.
guys don't have roundabouts either.
We do, but not like everywhere. In a
We have them
way,
everywhere.
I
They're
yeah, I your whole country is surrounded by water.
everywhere.
The whole edge of the I'm pretty sure Australia is like a roundabout for everybody in a way.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The one thing that really like got me in America was tipping. Ah,
Tipping.
giving tips,
Oh,
you know.
tipping. Oh, yeah.
Oh, oh my goodness. Okay, so when I was the first place I was at before I went to LA, I was in New York. And so tipping is like a massive thing. And trying to tip, I was giving out like $10, $5, and my friends are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know how much I'm supposed to be giving." And then they're like calculating it. They're like 10% of this. I'm like, this is so
No,
complicated. Just
don't worry. I don't go by the percentage. I just like if they're really good waiter or whatever. I'm like, and I have like a good amount of money left on me. Like I'm gonna give them like the rest of that. But like if it's like bad service, like I'm like, should I even tip them? Like because
right.
I know in other countries, especially in Japan, they don't tip
No.
because they say that's rude, and I'm like
Yeah.
like if I didn't know that, and if I went to a restaurant over there and I'm over here like giving him a tip, like they'll just like
Yeah.
spit in my food or something. Like I
Yeah.
don't know. Like it's just
Yeah.
crazy how
You don't
every
really
country
tip here
is.
as well. Like if you tip, it just means that you've gotten like absolutely outstanding service, and when you do tip, it's like you don't give like $5 or anything. You give like $20, $50. Like those are the kinds of tips that you give because it's like it's supposed to be like super amazing service. That's why you tip here. It's like
So
a gift almost.
are the waiters and everything? Are their minimum wage like a
Yeah, they're
tipping?
paid very well.
Okay, yeah,
Very,
because
very
over here, like when I was a waiter, my pay was $2.55. Yeah, and I would you base it off on tips. Yeah, and that's in El
well.
Paso. That's in El Paso. In El Paso, they have like their minimum wage is 7.25.
$7. Okay, no, this is gonna hurt you, but I was here. I was working in a cafe as a barista, and my I was getting paid minimum wage, and that was $18.70. Yeah, no.
I
Oh my
think
god! If
I,
I was getting paid $2, I
I,
would die.
I think I'm gonna just get a one-way ticket to Australia, work a few few days here and there, and then I'll be able to fly back with that tips.
Jeez. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's crazy in America because they rely heavily on the tips, and it sucks. It
Yeah, that
sucks
makes sense. That's why there's a
because
big tipping culture.
yeah, and when I was a waiter, like it was pretty chill. Like the busiest days were always Saturday morning and Sunday morning because that's when like a lot of
Mm.
like the church people and a lot of like old people, like a lot of people came in the mornings,
Mhm.
and so like I'd made like more than 100 on one day,
Damn.
but that was like a 6 hour shift, 7 hour shift,
Yeah.
somewhere around there. But yeah, so like they rely
That's US
heavily.
dollars as well, so
Yeah. So they rely
US dollars.
heavily on tips.
Oh, goodness
But
gracious.
that's crazy. Your guys' minimum wage is like 17, 18.
Yeah. They take care of us here
That
in some aspects.
I like that because over here in America, like with everything going on, like I'm just like I just want to
Yeah.
dip.
It is a
That's
bit unfortunate
it
because
is.
yeah, no, it's actually sorry, a bit very unfortunate because you know, I always kind of saw America as the place
Yeah,
to live and be in, and just seeing it, um, just seeing what's happening in America right now. I'm just seeing it from like an outsider's perspective. It really hurts because um, it's always been my dream to go there, to
yeah,
go and live there and work there. And yeah, just all of the issues that keep arising. And let's not
yeah,
get into politics, but
yeah.
politics
No,
question mark.
yeah. No, yeah. Oh, for sure. That's like back then. Obviously, there was a whole American dream. Everybody
Yeah.
wanted to move to the United States because of the advantages and opportunities that America had, and I guess that whole American dream kind of like dwindled down and became like a
Mm,
fantasy in a way. And
yeah.
so like that's why like it depends on each person's more like not just the perspective of you being inside of the country, but also like what you want to make out of it. Obviously, there's gonna be a
Yeah.
lot of hardship, a lot of obstacles, but from the way I see it, is like pretty much being a positive outcome out of everything because there's lessons to pretty much everything. And
Yeah.
so, like being a waiter, I learned how to talk a bit more with people. I
Mm,
was already very communicative, but like it helped me in that position to like talk even more.
absolutely.
At a movie theater, it taught me how to clean, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Um, but and well, actually, we didn't clean. I'm not gonna lie. If I'll probably send you videos later on of like the stuff that we did.
Oh.
Because I had gotten a position in a movie theater. This is like I was already like a good while in there, and everybody in this podcast we've worked at the same movie theater, so this is like how we know everybody like from our on our group. And
Yeah.
so Adrian was working there way before like me, Kelly, and Nathan. But when I got there, a few months in, they gave me the position of like putting up the posters, and so that's like a very like a good position in a way because on Thursdays you're putting up posters and you don't have to clean, you don't have to do anything. You're just putting up posters and you can chill with the
Mm.
manager that's helping you out. And you also got like first dibs on posters. So like I always had a bunch of
Right.
posters.
Oh, that's so
Uh,
cool.
yeah, I have them like all stashed like in the corner of my room because I also like have those gigantic posters like that are like
Yeah,
fit like I have two of those from
like a
two
whole
movies.
wall.
Yeah, yeah. I have two of those that like I love, which was the Murder on the Orient Express and the Maze Runner, which I think was the last part. I
Yeah.
have those two. But other than that, like I was able to do that. So I have a video where I have to break these standees, like the cardboard like stand ups and everything. And we took one out, which was the Sherlock gnomes. Was it Adrian? I think it was
Oh,
Sherlock Gnomes. Yeah, it was a Sherlock Gnomes, and legit the base of it was like it looked like a table, like you can literally sit on it and everything. And the back part was like the gnomes or whatever.
wow.
And when we're like breaking it apart, you'll see from the clip I'll show you like in a bit, like once we're done with this. We're like jumping on it. Adrian he grabs me and tosses me on it, and it's not breaking. Like I even get impaled by
Wow.
I get impaled by one of the screws that was inside of the thing, and we didn't
Oh,
we didn't we didn't
geez.
we didn't know it was that sturdy. So like I'm diving on it, and then Adrian picks me up and tosses me on it, and like those were fun times when we had like
Oh.
our whole big group that we had within the movie theater. So it was chill times.
Did you guys get to watch the films as well?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
did you get to watch movies for free?
yeah, yeah. We got to see the movies
Oh,
for free.
that's the best.
For a moment, it was.
Yeah,
But like after all the stuff like you have to deal with, it's like not worth it anymore.
right. It's
Yeah,
like
like
my dream college job to work in a
another theater.
cinema.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just never accepted me.
The funny thing is that the commercial that they had for Cinemark over here is like audition for your position or whatever. Like it was like a whole
Wow.
whole movie type theme, but like it was just a regular like interview. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you're just talking to the manager and stuff. But no, I think that like the whole going back on American Dream, obviously, like it just all depends on each person's view of the American Dream in a way.
It's true.
So like obviously as an actress or an act and as an actress,
Mm.
Hollywood was probably like what your main um thought in a way to go to.
Mm. Yeah, I mean Hollywood or Broadway was
Broadway.
definitely one of my first um, aspirations. It still is. I still dream about it. Just I guess not anytime soon. Yeah, but yeah, definitely Broadway and yeah,
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Hollywood would be nice.
Did you
Would be
did you
nice.
visit Hollywood in your time in California?
Yeah, so fortunately when I was there, I got to be in Osu Films. They made a short film called Karate Guards.
Mm,
So it's I don't know if you know like Noah Fletter. Um,
I'm not
what's her
sure.
name? Alexis Wren. Who else was in it? And oh my goodness, I forgot her name. But she was at the anime thing, and
Impulse, yeah.
oh gosh, what's her name? Oh, she's a cosplay
She's a cosplayer.
yeah person thingy, and she's also an Instagram um influencer. I guess that's what it is called. Yeah. And yeah, they made a short film called Karate Guards, and fortunately I got to be in that as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
I kind of got like that experience. It was very interesting. Yeah, it was
Oh
it
yeah.
was
So
really
so is that like on YouTube or where?
yes, it is. It's on YouTube. It's
Oh, okay.
yeah. I'll send it through to you so
For sure.
you can see me being
I'll
Australian.
I'll link I'll link up everything for you. Don't worry on the whole podcast episode so everybody can go check it out.
Yeah. So that was really fun because then I got to kind of see just like how LA is like. LA is wild.
Yeah.
You just you just get sucked in like you're there and then like it was just I was very sick at the time as well. I had like the flu or something, not
Yeah, yeah,
coronavirus.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is
This was 2 years
crazy.
ago. This was 2 years
2
ago. This
years
was two
ago,
years ago.
everyone. Yeah, I was really sick. But any chance I had to rest, someone would be like, "Oh, we're actually going to this place today. Um, did you want to come?" And if I didn't go, I knew I wasn't gonna ever like see it again. So I was like, "All right, I'll just go." And I just tanked it the whole time. So in some of the photos, I look so like sick, but I was having so much fun. It was such a wild time. There's this place, I'm sure you guys have been there. It's called the library. It's like they
Oh,
play live music
oh,
and it
I
looks
thought you meant like I thought you meant like a library where like with the books and everything you can go
no,
read.
but that's the thing. It's like it looks like a library, but you go in and it's like full club mode. And
Oh,
and there's people playing music and there's people doing what is it called? Spoken word. I was like,
oh.
whoa, what is this? What is happening here? It was amazing. It was amazing. And
I'll
yeah,
probably check that out when I stop by in
yeah, yeah.
California.
Like I've seen it on the internet. And then when I was there, I was just like, is this real? I can't believe this is real. It was so good. And everyone was like clicking their fingers, and I was like, this is actually a thing. People are clicking their fingers.
Were you the like clapping person, and then as you see people clapping like snapping, you're just like, oh.
Yeah. I was like, what are we clicking to, guys? Okay.
It's like what if I can't snap?
Yeah, no, but it's not making any noise. No, it was amazing. Yeah, there was just so many things in LA that I was just like, wow, 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 wow. Blew my
Oh yeah,
mind.
yeah. LA is like California itself is a big state and like with so many like cities within it, and so like you can see like any like pretty much there's different scenes in every city. So
Yeah.
it's fascinating. I know LA. I didn't. I went mostly towards the whole Asian areas in LA when I went this year because
Yeah.
our advisor at the time she knew of all these like nice Oriental actual like Asian stores, grocery stores and everything. So like she took us to go experience those, and so it was like
Did you go to Little Tokyo?
I don't think we got. I'm not sure.
Koreatown?
I'm not sure if we did, because I know there was like this shopping market and everything that had like these like everything around it was all Asian, obviously. But there
Yeah.
was like this well-known grocery store. I forgot what it was called, but like inside of it, there was like they actually had like a restaurant where like you can get like curry and everything.
I think I was there. I think I was there. Is that
Yeah,
is that the one that's in oh jeez, I don't remember.
I don't remember the name. I
But the
know.
food was cheap as. It
Yes,
was cheap and it was so good.
yes,
So good.
and it was also a grocery store, so like you can like get like
Yeah.
everything. Yes, I think it was
Yes,
probably
you
that
could
one.
buy like aloe vera drink from the
Yeah,
grocery store and then go
yeah,
get some food.
yeah. I think it was that one. I think we're thinking about the same one. I don't know if the
I
store
think
had
so
an
too. It
F.
sounds like it.
I think the store had an F. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask because I know I bought like a lot of snacks from there. I bought my first
Yeah, I'll ask my mate and
I
I'll
bought
I'll
my
send it to you. I think it's called.
first onigiri from there and my bento box, like authentic bento box.
Yeah, that's
That was
awesome.
that was like before I was vegetarian, so I was like eating meat and everything. So,
Yeah, okay.
but yeah, like onigiri is like for those who probably don't know, I'm pretty sure people like know like who's listening in knows what an onigiri is. It's like a triangle shape, like snack type meal of rice, and inside it has like different types of like fillings inside, like meat or eggs or other stuff,
Beans, yeah.
beans, yeah, and then it's wrapped in like one piece of seaweed.
Yeah.
So I had a
I don't
breakfast.
know why it's so good. It's just rice and beans. Like,
It's
I'm
good.
vegan, so I
Yeah,
don't
no,
eat
no,
the
no, no, you're good. You're good. I saw that. I was gonna actually ask you a question, just to clarify with Adrian about it, because Adrian and some of my buddies always ask like, what's the difference between vegan and a vegetarian?
Oh, well, so vegan is like completely no animal products. I don't know if you're still eating dairy and egg.
Yeah, as a vegetarian.
Usually, yeah, when you say vegetarian, you still kind of eat dairy and egg.
Yeah,
For vegan, it's like just
nothing.
none of that. No egg. Even it can get down to like the products that you use as well. So
Oh, okay.
I don't use any products that have like I guess gelatin, which is like from an animal, which is from pig, um, and and even leather clothing. I do not wear leather.
Oh, okay.
No,
So
yeah,
you're like I don't like I'm not trying to say this like in a negative word, but
no, it's okay.
like hardcore vegan in a way.
Yeah. I guess I'm hardcore. Yeah, whatever that means.
Like in a way, like you're
Like
like deep inside of like the whole vegan stuff.
absolutely, yeah.
That,
I am. I am.
but that's good. Like I was actually aspiring to become a vegan because uh Adrian knows because the first time I was a vegetarian, I was like 6 months, and I let me tell you this, like my first vegetarian burger was at the movies. And
Mm.
I was telling Adrian, I'm like, yeah, after that first burger and all like the rest of my vegetarian meals, I had like a low standard because of that first like low expectation for each vegetarian plate because of that
Got
first
you.
burger that I had at the movies. And I knew how it looked because I also cooked it. So like yeah, like it was a rice patty with cheese inside of it, and so like it was like my first like vegetarian plate. Like obviously a salad is vegetarian in a way, but
Yeah.
like that was like my first
Oh,
like veggie in its name.
yeah.
But yeah, like I I want to be vegan, but like I feel like it'd be hard for me in a way because
Mm.
like I'll probably have some cheat days because I love sushi. And I know there is vegan sushi. I've actually seen some.
Yeah, there's
Um,
some
but
good
like
options.
I like my fish and my sushi. I'm not gonna lie. That's just
I was a big what is it called? Salmon eater. I really loved sashimi. Like I
yeah.
used sashimi was my thing, you know. But yeah, it took me a while to switch over, but
So
successfully vegan.
how long have you been a vegan?
Vegan, 4 years now.
Oh,
Yeah,
No. Alright.
yeah,
that's commitment.
yeah. I know you get used to it, and you're just like, oh, you're like, I don't know, your body stops craving um all those like meat
Those
products
yeah
and dairy and egg. After you've just been doing it for 4 years, you just don't really care.
yeah.
But yeah, because now it's so good. Because before, right, I used to just eat like I don't know, really boring stuff like broccoli and not yeah, broccoli can be boring, but like just the barest of the barest
Yeah.
things. And then I think in the past 2-3 years there's just been this like demand for vegan food. So there's just been so
Oh
much
yeah.
like stuff available,
And
which is
I noticed you've
terrible.
also had like vegan donuts, like all of the like these desserts that are and pastries that are all vegan and they look really
100%.
good.
100%. We have a market here called the Sydney Vegan Markets, and there's over 200 stalls of purely vegan products and um, and all ethically sourced. So all of it is yeah, they have to go through like all these like questions and
That's
tests and on how they source all of their products. So it has to be all ethically sourced, 100% Australian. And so there's 200 stalls in this market, and yeah, the stuff that they come up with, it is so amazing. Like, okay, I will pitch this one to you. It's a hot dog that is made from a carrot. So I know you're skeptical right now, but okay. what the guy does.
isn't the carrot like so hard? Like when you
I
bite
don't
it,
know.
it
Oh my god. Okay,
crunches.
I'll send you their thing. I'm
There.
actually bridging this to a plug of one of my projects. But anyway, so they're what they do, it's a 12-hour process. They boil the carrots to get it to the point where the consistency is close to a hot dog, and then they marinate it for 8 hours, and then they smoke it. And I kid you not, when you bite into it, it is the greatest tasting hot dog ever because one, there's no cholesterol, it's cruelty free, and it's a carrot. It looks like a carrot too. But I was fooled. I was very fooled because I was like, hold on, this is gonna taste like a carrot. And then when you bite into it, it blows your mind. Blows your mind. And then in saying that, there's another 200 stalls with people making these new foods out of vegetables, and it's amazing. And which brings me to my next point. So Loftbed Studios, which is the production house that
Yeah.
I've started, we're currently making a docu-series that is going to be like street food, if you've watched it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's going to be based off all of the not all of the vendors. We've picked 12, and it's going to be their story and their product. So each episode is going to
And it's
show
from
you how
that
they make
vegan
their
market.
food. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Because their
god.
stories blow my mind. The reasons why they've come up with their products are amazing, and then their process as well is insane. So the vegan donut lady, the one that I keep posting on my stories that you've seen,
Yeah.
she's from Japan, and she had a gluten intolerance, and basically, it was to the point where anything that she would eat would give her like crippling stomach pain, and she was trying to figure out solutions. So she went to a naturopath, and they're like, "Oh, you're gluten intolerant. You're allergic to these preservatives, blah blah blah." So then she switched her diet. She went vegan, but like she loves bread, like she hands down loves bread, and any gluten-free bread that she tries, it tasted like cardboard. And then so she found out that there was this university in Hiroshima that is studying rice flour to get it to the consistency of like whole wheat, of just normal wheat. And then so she went back and studied how to make that bread, and then she came back to Sydney, and then she made 500 like different trials of making a loaf of bread, and to get it to the point where it actually tastes like normal bread. And then from there, when she was successful, she started selling bread. Then she started making donuts, and now she's making vegan sushi. But this lady is hands down incredible, and her food is bomb. Like, I'm very picky when it comes to food. Like, very, very picky. I mean, I'm vegan,
Yeah.
but this, like, I could eat this and then know that it's vegan, it's preservative free, and it's gluten free and cruelty free, whatever. And
Everything
it just
free.
tastes so good. It's so good. It tastes good. So
Okay.
yeah.
This
So that's
is
why I'm making
like
I'm in the process of making this docu-series, because people just need to see this stuff.
they
They need to
do.
know it's real.
They
So
do.
otherwise
And
they'll think that I just eat lettuce all the time.
no, the thing that caught like the whole hot dog thing, like 12 hours
12 hours.
and then 8 hours of marinating it.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. And
That's
then they
half
smoke it.
that's like more than half a day. That's like almost a whole day they're doing
Yeah.
that.
When you taste it, you can feel the love. That sounds
Okay,
so rude. When you
like
taste the hot dog, you feel the love.
for sure when I stop by it in Australia, like I'm like you're gonna have to take me to this
Oh, I will take you there. I
like
literally
like
drag everyone.
I'm gonna make sure I have a budget like triple of what I'm gonna think about and just like have it ready just for that market because oh my gosh, that sounds so good. That sounds like because I really do want to transition into becoming a vegan, but
Mm,
because of like over here in El Paso, there's like two restaurants that are like
yes.
actual vegan, like two stores, and one of them is like expensive. The other one I
Oh,
barely found out about, which is I think it's a food truck that's vegan stuff that I just found out about which I'm gonna probably try once I get paid next week. But like it's so hard to find more, like, because the demand for vegan and vegetarian like stuff, it's pretty much because of like the what generation, like the millennials, they've been like pretty much wanting to like convert in a way to like
Yeah.
the cruelty free, all of this stuff. Like
Help
I,
the
I
environment.
even like my first product that I like barely noticed that I had was that's like vegan and animal cruelty free and everything like that, was a dye for like hair, and which was really neat because I actually, it was pink and I loved it, and
Yeah.
I did dye my hair with that, but it was like really nice. That was like my first like that I knew of was like vegan product, like cruelty free and everything. I was like, that was fascinating about it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's
But
awesome.
yeah, I'm for sure like I'm gonna put it on my notes. I'm a huge planner. I say this like on every podcast. Like I'm a huge planner. So I like to I love to plan trips, even if like I'm not gonna go. Like
Yeah.
I like to have everything set, the hotel, the flight, the Uber
Man.
budget, like all that. Like that's just like my whole thing. And so I'm
Yeah.
for sure gonna probably plan a trip to Australia for sure, cause
Yeah. If you come to Sydney, I got you. I got
for
you.
sure, for sure. I'll probably bring my best friend Nate, cause we usually go on trips together. So like,
Yeah. So I got both of you.
yeah, I got you for sure. Like I'm a. This is like like I like Adrian. I know he loves his meat. He he
That's
is.
okay.
It's okay. Like I don't like. I'm not the type of person to like force stuff onto people.
Mm.
Like I don't care what you eat. Like it's cool.
Yeah.
Like everybody has their own type of like diet and everything.
Mm.
But like I know Adrian is somewhat trying to be vegetarian, and like he's trying those stuff in a way because
Trying
he
different foods.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
My
yeah,
brother is like that as well. My brother loves chicken. He loves chicken and pork ribs. But yeah, he's been trying to eat
yeah,
healthier, I guess, and just like, try different things. So like it's cool because I get to show him like different
yeah.
foods that the vegan society has to offer. It's not just lettuce.
Yeah, yeah, because I know Adrian. He's doing it because he wants to get healthier.
Mm.
Because well, obviously he's still gonna be eating his meat. He hasn't given that up. But like, no. But yeah,
I'm
you want
still
you,
trying to think about the carrot.
yeah. Honestly, like, like
I will send you. I'll send you guys the thing because it blew my mind. It blew my mind.
like
Even when
I
I tried it, because I used to love hot dogs. Hot dogs is one of my favorite foods. Like I love Japanese food, but a good hot dog, oh my gosh. Like, yeah. Yeah. And then so trying to find a good vegan hot dog was very difficult for me. And then I found one that was a carrot and it was very, very confusing for me. Very confusing.
I like I understand what Adrian's saying, because like I'm kind of stuck on that whole thing, because like it's a full, like almost like a whole day cooking one hot dog, but like I'm pretty sure they do it in batches
Yeah.
just to like have it ready for like every time they're gonna sell. But yes,
Yeah.
that's fascinating, because I've seen cauliflower wings. I've had
Yeah.
cauliflower wings. I've had cauliflower wings. I actually
Mm.
tried this plant-based corn dogs. Like there's like miniature corn dogs plant-based,
Yeah.
and it tasted like a corn dog, which I was surprised, and it was plant-based, and like I don't know, it's crazy how the whole vegan community comes up with like so many different recipes, so many different options.
Honestly, all these like options and all these substitutions and how creative they are as well, to get it to taste as good, if
Like
not better. I'm gonna make that claim than
Adrian.
some foods. But yeah, there's also vegan ramen. So if you're a ramen fan, there's the vegan ramen that I have had here is, I don't know why I'm not overweight yet, but I'll probably get there in the next few years.
I doubt it with the healthy food choice.
I know, but the quantity that I can take because it's just so available now. Before it was like there isn't food available, so I'll just have an apple. But now I have no excuse. No excuse. It's available everywhere.
Honestly, but like, what would you say is like your favorite like vegan food at the moment, or like
My favorite vegan,
all time?
all-time favorite vegan food.
Yeah. If you had to pick one for like that you had to eat like for the rest.
You know, as you're saying this, I'm looking at my food adventure album. I was, I was gonna send you a photo of the hot dogs, but okay. There is this place here in Cabramatta, called the Loving Hut, and they sell um Peking duck pancakes, but it's vegan. Have you had Peking duck before?
I mm, not sure. I think I've had duck,
Okay,
but I don't know if it's like
I've never had duck, but I've had fake duck, which is the vegan duck, and oh my gosh, it blows my mind. So it's I think what makes it what it is the sauce that's on this
yeah.
fake meat, and then it's got like coriander and it's in like a little like bowl sort of thingy, and it's got vegetables, cucumber, carrots. But I am addicted to that stuff. Um, in a bad way, and I'm so it's from where I live right now. The trek is an hour and 20 minutes,
And you would do
and
it
I
like
will
no
drive there
hesitation.
on an evening, maybe like 4 evenings a week.
Like right after this podcast, you're gonna head straight over.
Now that we're talking about it, yeah. I was like, why did I knew it. I knew I would be like, I could just drive there after this. I was actually just thinking about it, and I was going to send you a photo of it as well,
But
just so you can see what we're dealing with. But
I'll try to edit it to where like I put the picture on the screen so like people who are like watching the video can see what you're saying.
honestly, though, it's yeah, food. Okay, um, aside from being an actress, performer, whatever, food is like one of my passions. I like eating.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Um,
Who doesn't?
who doesn't? I like eating. I like the shared experience of eating. So like when you eat with people and friends,
Oh yeah.
and I love I love trying new foods, and and now that I'm vegan and there's just like this whole other world that's opening, it just makes everything so much more exciting. But yeah, the most disappointing thing for me is when you hype up a food for yourself
And it's
and then
like not good.
oh,
That
like
sucks.
that's like for me that's heartbreak. Like I could write a
So
whole
so so
sonnet
so
on the heartbreak.
which food was like that you hyped up the most and it turned out like not that good?
Oh mate. Okay. There's this place.
What
Oh no, I don't
what
want to shame a
no no
place.
no no no
Okay,
no no you don't have to mention name. We don't have to
I won't
mention
name
name.
the.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so basically, I was on the hunt for I guess something that's very close to KFC because KFC in America I think in America recently released a vegan chicken option. Is that America or the UK?
I'm not
Overseas
yeah,
somewhere.
somewhere overseas.
Unavailable in Australia. Anyway, there was a place here that just does vegan chicken that is fried. and and I was like, oh my gosh, because looking at the photos, I like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be like KFC, and I was so excited for it. And then yeah, and I was like, this is the reason. Yeah, I was quite disappointed, but I found a better option in a place called Soul Burger. Soul Burger here is another place you gotta go to. So I love eating. Eating is just one of my favorite
Oh
things to
yeah.
do.
So other than being an actress, being a passionate food lover, food influencer, or whichever way you want to say it.
Food
Uh,
influence.
just going back on the whole actress. I wanted to ask you, like, as an actress, is there like one famous actor or actress, you can pick one each, famous, that you've like wanted to work with? Like if you had pick one male, one female.
Okay, one male is Jackie Chan.
He's good. He's good. He's one of my favorites.
He's great. And
Would
one
would you would you
female.
would you do an action movie with him? And
Oh
then
yeah, for sure.
see
Although
him
I'd
do
be
his
the one
stunt
that like
doubles?
just, huh?
See him do his like own stunts?
Yeah. But I'd be like there just like the whole time, starstruck. Like, but yeah, definitely Jackie Chan. I just want to be in his presence. I feel like he's just got such a good aura.
I wouldn't doubt it.
And and I guess lady actress, oh man. I really, really admire Emilia Clarke,
Emilia Clarke.
Mother of Dragons,
Was she the one that was in the
in
last
Last
Christmas? Oh,
Yeah.
she is amazing.
Right?
She is
I
amazing.
I just like, oh my goodness, like even her whole story, um, like I can just I totally relate to it. She just seems like such a genuine person, and she's so good at what she does.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
yeah, every role that she's played, she's killed it. So I've just, yeah, I really want to just work with her or just,
You know,
meet
like
her.
just be in their presence in a way.
Just be in her presence. I don't even have to say anything. I'll be an extra. I'm okay.
Like I'll be okay just like looking through the window and just seeing her. Like
Yeah. You know what? I'll just stalk her. That's what
so Emilia Clarke, be careful.
Watch out. No, yeah, definitely.
It's gonna
Jackie
be a
Chan and Emilia
movie. It's gonna be a movie with you and Jackie Chan just stalking Emilia Clarke. That's the whole
Clarke.
movie.
Like the dream film to be in.
Oh my god. So other than the actors that we just mentioned right now, I wanted you, because I didn't even know that Loft Studios is yours. Like your whole, like, I like just finding out right now from like how you were saying it. But like tell us about Loft Studios, because I'm pretty sure not that many people from here in Texas kind of know what Loft Studios is.
Okay, so Lovebird Studios is a production house that I made. It's based around my bedroom because I have a loft bed, and underneath the loft bed, I set up like a recording studio. So to record music, to record sound, and just basically my space. And when I moved back to Sydney from Calgary, from Canada, um, I think I was a little bit like empowered, but also disheartened, and I really wanted to make really good good content that brought diversity to the screen.
Yeah.
And so a friend of mine was applied for an art grant because we have a few art grants available here, and he applied for an art grant, um, and we pitched an idea that I came up with called Hustle Street, which is a web series rap musical based on Western Sydney. So just to give you a bit of context, Western Sydney has a bit of a bad reputation. Western Sydney is where I grew up. Um, Western Sydney is as multicultural as it gets. There is over 100 nationalities in Western Sydney.
Oh dang.
Yeah. So you look around and it's just that's how I grew up. I look around and I just see different cultures. And when you move closer towards the city, it's not so much like that,
Oh,
which is where I live now. Eh. Anyway, so I wrote this musical about Western Sydney, about growing up there, and about like really finding my roots there in a place that's been given such a bad name, a bad rep, and that's completely targeted by like the media, by the cops, everything. But it's where a lot of my stories came from, a lot of my passion for the arts came from as well, and a lot of my influences. So I wrote this web series musical for it, and so my friend pitched it to Blacktown Arts Council, and then they gave us a grant to start it. And then so basically we had to come up with like a studio or a production house name to put everything under, and then spur of the moment, because I'm in my room, I'm like, I'll just call it a filler name, Loftbed Studios for now. So
And then it just stuck.
all of that. Yeah. And then we filmed a concept film, and it was a cut down. So the opening song is about 9 minutes long, and we cut it down to 2 minutes, which kind of is like this whole, like the girl comes home, and then she walks through her town, and then we flash mobbed the whole shopping center and filmed everything, and then and then that song goes for like 2 minutes, and we made that concept film, and then we're still trying to get funds for that, but on top of that, we were like, we got to show people that we can actually do this. We can make a web series and all of that jazz. So while that was happening, while we're trying to get the funds for Hustle Street, which is a musical, I was already writing How to Write Your Soul. But How to Write Your Soul, which is a web series, which is on Loftbed Studios, was just it was like a very simple concept. What I thought was gonna be easily filmable. Yeah, all these things are not that easy, actually. So I had that already ready. That script was already done, and then my friends and I were like, okay, what if we just took this and then we filmed How to Write Your Soul to show people that we can do it, because we didn't want to release the 2 minute short, the concept film. We didn't want to release it because I'll tell you now, it's really, really good, but it's an idea that's worth protecting.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, we want to do it justice. We want to get the funds for it, and we want to do it right, which is why we haven't released it. Like, people have only seen like snippets and little teasers, but we haven't released the like concept film. But yeah, so then we filmed How to Write Your Soul to show people that we can actually film a web series with what we have and with very, very little budget, because it was a very, very small budget.
Yeah.
And we flew to Japan for it. We flew to Japan for How to Write Your Soul, and we filmed that there. And then we ended up with that web series. And then Blacktown Arts is still backing us, and they backed us up with Chocolate and Coffee. And then so that's Loftbed Studios, and yeah, we don't really have like a real studio. We kind of just move around, sort of thing. So yeah.
That's actually like really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie. With the whole, cause I like we were talking before the whole recording. Like I'm rewatching the whole How to Write a Soul, and for those who haven't seen it, and just the mere concept, I just want to say it. The concept, in a way, I don't know if it would spoil it though. No, because we were talking about it, because I think it's the same concept as the movie that we were talking about, but like I don't know if that would like spoil the whole.
Yes, true. If people have watched the movie,
that's true.
Let's just say, it
was a movie with Henry Golding and Emilia Clarke. So if you guys find that movie and pretty much see what the movie is, the concept is kind of like that, but they made this web series before this movie came out. So
yeah.
I feel like they took your credit. So
yeah. Well, although when we watched it, we are like, hang on a second. My team and I, when we watched it, we're like, this is kind of like How to Write Your Soul, but better with a bigger budget.
It's like with the actual like big boy budget.
Yeah, exactly. We're like, well, they didn't go to Japan, so
they didn't go to Japan, which that was very like interesting, because I think, I don't know if I watched all of it when it first came out, but I know I saw, I think, the thumbnail for the Japan one, and I was like, oh, I want to visit Japan so bad.
Episode, it's like epic Japan feels. Every time we watch it as a team, we were like, oh, Japan.
But the whole concept from the prologue, and then the first episode just hits you like
Yeah,
oh, like
yeah.
I forgot about it, and when I first watched it again, like before this whole recording, like I was tearing up because of the
Oh, yeah.
because it was reminding me of that movie, and I was like, dang,
Mm.
this is really good.
You- I'm so glad you watched the prologue, because then if you watch episode 4, it's gonna kill you.
Stop,
Because
stop.
yeah, oh my god, yeah, just okay. I'm so glad you.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it after this. Once we're done recording, like while you're going to get your your
Peeking out.
food, I'm I'm gonna be watching that.
Yeah, because yes.
Okay,
So
yeah,
you have the prologue. You know the prologue. The prologue,
yeah,
right? The
yeah.
prologue. People didn't realize that the prologue was super important until you get to episode 4, and you're like, "Oh shit!" Anyway, yeah,
Dang. Okay, now I need to like cut like watch the whole thing and then
yeah.
I need to
So
yeah.
the prologue is done from so How to Write Your Soul, just for people who are like, what is How to Write Your Soul? How to Write Your Soul is about these two characters, Jennifer and Jamie. They're high school sweethearts, and it's just about their relationship coming out of high school and college, and then kind of trying to find your own identity when your so much of your identity has been made up of this relationship coming out of high school, something that you're used to. Is that a very vague way of saying it?
No, not really, because I feel like that's like a summary of it, because it does show that in the first episode
First episode, yeah.
before the whole thing happens. It's showing how Jamie and Jennifer are pretty much intertwined in a way, like they both support each other and all this
Mm,
stuff, and like it's an ideal relationship in a way that I feel like to me is an ideal relationship.
mhm,
Obviously there's
mhm.
gonna be fights, obviously there's gonna be some obstacles, but that's a relationship, and I felt like
Yeah,
that hit me because I'm like, that's something like I've been like longing for, and like after
yeah.
the whole climax in the first episode, it just yeah.
Yep, yep. So yeah, that's basically
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And the prologue is done from Jamie's perspective,
yes.
and then it shifts over to Jen's perspective.
Yeah, so make sure you guys we're gonna I'm gonna link everything. I'm gonna link Loftbed Studios so you guys can go check out How to Write a Soul, and was it Chocolate and Coffee.
Yeah, that's a
uh
new one.
Make sure you guys go check them out because they're so beautiful, and especially with the budget that you guys have, the way you made it, it's like it's still uniquely great in my opinion, and it deserves more views, like it really does. And like
Thank you.
when I tell you guys, our listeners, that I was fangirling so much just to get the chance to like get this interview, like you don't know. I think we were playing Call of Duty or something, and I was just like, we were on the microphone and everything, and I was like, I got the message that you were down and everything. I was just like, ah.
Crying.
I was like, yeah, on the verge of crying. And, oh my
Oh
god.
no, I was like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out. Thank you. I'm so grateful. Especially when you were like, you talked about How to Write Your Soul in Left Studio. So I was like, oh shit. Like, I was like, oh my goodness. Like, you forget. That's the thing. When you create something, you put it out there, and then the hype of it dies down, but you forget that it's still available for people to
Yeah,
watch. People have watched it. People just, yeah, you don't often, as a creator, you don't often like hear about it. You don't often hear
honestly.
that people have watched it or its effect on people. And then yeah, so like hearing from you, like I told you, it made my day. I was like, oh yeah.
But yeah, just like after that, I like I was just like this is just me fangirling. I was just humbled to be able to like communicate with somebody who I admired in the whole actor business and everything. And so and the thing that caught me, it didn't catch me off guard, but when we were messaging, having our conversations on our DMs, was when you said mate, and I was like, oh, so then it is true that they
So she is Australian.
yes. So like that kind of like it didn't throw me a curveball, but like when you first said it, I was like, she is Australian. I'm like, it's true. The movies didn't lie.
The movies didn't lie.
So I was just like in awe when you said mate, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is like, it's not a movie.
In real life. Oh, that's
Oh,
so
but yeah, like I was just I was speechless in a way and like just communicating you to you as well as a person as an individual like me as a poet, like I was able to share with you my poetry, and not gonna lie, I was going through a slump, and
yeah.
like just with the feedback that you gave me, it just like it brightened me up more, gave me motivation, so I kept on writing more. And so like I'm like past halfway right now with the
That's so
book,
good.
which I'm very hype, like very excited about, because like when you first said like, oh, how do I pre-order, I was like, I'd never thought of that. I was like, what? Like what do you
Yeah.
I was like,
It's,
how am I gonna like make it pre-orderable? So
but you're gonna do it, right? You're gonna do it.
yeah, like
Good, good.
but that's one of the things. So that's this is probably gonna be the first time I say this, letting everybody know who's listening in. I am planning on releasing it either on my birthday, or it's gonna be in January. Let's just say that it's gonna be in January. So there's
Mm-hmm.
two dates I have planned for, but I'm not sure yet until like I have because I'm working with my editor, which is a good friend of mine, who's an avid reader, and she's very grammatically, um, how do I say, like she knows her grammar. And so she was editing my stuff last night, and she was showing me like all this stuff that I should put, the stuff and everything. I was like, I just agreed on everything because I'm like, I like stuff like
Gotcha.
that. Yeah, so like she knows like her whole like what the three periods are, the whole the
Mhm.
semicolon, like what they use
Yeah,
for. Like I don't know any of that still. Like
yeah.
but it's fascinating. Like being able to create a project, and especially like I guess when anyone creates a project, like you creating off studios and creating your projects, and pretty much like later on, like, oh yeah, there was a whole hype around it, and like it kind of died down, but like there's still people that come back and like look at it, like it's more of like like a legacy in a way, just like your whole way of it. And so that's why like I'm gonna keep on saying it. I was fangirling when you agreed for the interview, but like going back and watching How to Write a Soul, it was just like, oh, I forgot how hard it hit. Like,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I get that as well. I get that every time we watch it again. We as a team, and we're like, oh yeah. The reason why we don't keep like releasing a lot of things, because I know at the moment there's this whole like kind of fast content sort of thing that's happening with the world, which is
yeah,
which is fine, I guess. But at the same time, I don't want to drown out all like ideas that really still can hit people, you
yeah,
know. So like yeah, that's why it's like always we're always trying to focus on like quality over quantity, even though like we're not consistently releasing stuff. It's more of like that story has been told, it's there for your eyes, it's there for your access, it's there for your feels. So yeah, we don't want to really drown it out. We
true.
instead we want to make other really good things so that people can also revisit that and know that what we put out
That's
is
true.
definitely stories that warm our hearts and hopefully touch other people's
Oh
hearts
yeah,
too.
most definitely. I know going back on watching the prologue, I was confused because I thought he was looking at the girl with the dyed hair, and so I was confused, and then I was like, wait, is this like the main character or what? Cause like, and then I saw the first episode, and I was like, what? Like, but it was just like interesting because when I first like watched it, I was like, okay, so it's the first girl with the dyed hair that he falls in love with, blah blah blah, and then come first episode, I'm like, wait, it was just a friend of the girl he was
Yeah,
actually looking at, and so I'm gonna go
yeah,
rewind it because I you are right next to her, but like it's kind of like in a way it's like fast, so like you only notice the girl with the dyed hair. And
yeah,
so I feel like that was like I'm pretty sure you guys planned that in a
yeah.
way. Yeah.
Everyone.
So like that confused me again when I watched it again. I was like, is this about the girl with the dyed hair
You're
again?
like, wait a minute, who are we looking at? And then, yeah, the prologue. Oh my gosh, the prologue, right? They have that whole conversation in the dark, so you still don't know who the girl he's talking to is
Yeah.
up till the end.
Yeah, because even like as soon as all the lights turn off and everything,
Yeah.
I'm over here thinking like, oh, it's the girl with the dyed hair. Like I haven't seen this in a while, so like it's the girl with the dyed hair. It has to be her. And then come first episode, it's the perspective of Jen, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, it was the other
So
girl.
it's her. Funny that the girl with the dyed hair, she's actually our makeup artist in Lovefit Studios,
Oh,
and she hated me. She was like, "Why are you making me do this?" I was like, "Please,
yeah, because
please."
I see her with the hair flip, and then
She was like, "Why are you making me do this?" So if you watch the behind the scenes for Chocolate and Coffee, she's on set doing the makeup, and I'm just like, "Oh, does everyone recognize her?" She hates me.
that's fun, honestly. And so, um, I know we're jumping back and forth, but I want to go back on the whole because you're a huge avid reader from the
Mm.
whole communication I had with you, and I know you recommended me a book which I have right here alongside me, which I want to show everybody real quick, which is called The Alchemist. It's gonna be backwards, obviously because of the webcam, but um, I wanted to ask, what is this like? The Alchemist, your was that your all time favorite book, or is there like another book that's like your all time favorite?
Alchemist is my all-time, like hands down favorite book. And funny that we say that because it comes up in Chocolate and Coffee. I had to put it in one of my films. I had to. But it's in Chocolate and Coffee.
Okay,
But yeah, Alchemist is
I'm gonna check it out once I finish How to Write a Soul. I'm gonna watch Chocolate and Coffee. I'm gonna be looking for it.
you start to notice everything that I do is just all connected with each other. Just all of my
It's like
influences.
it's like Disney, like where they have like every like movie like has like a little hint of like a previous movie.
That's connected to that. That's connected.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so The Alchemist is like your all time favorite book. Like why? Like what made it like your most favorite book? I
Um,
know we spoke about this, but like I want everybody to like know.
it's definitely because it's about it's like it's a fairy tale for adults, but what's amazing about it is that it's about finding your personal legend and what is it called? Pursuing your dreams. So every single time I get stuck, or I find myself in a slump, um, I read this book, and it's about like this kid's journey, this shepherd boy's journey. It sounds like it's so unrelatable, but I tell you, it is 100% relatable. It's this shepherd's boy's journey. He has a dream he has a dream, and then this dream takes him on this journey to like across the desert, and it's his journey through the desert that makes everything exceptional. And it really makes you focus on the journey rather than the destination. And as creatives, we're always like, this is where I want to be, this is where I want to be, like I want to be here, this is what I want. this is the product that I want. But then once you get there, you're like, it's great. It feels amazing. But when you look back, it's all of the memories and everything that you've
Yeah.
learned along the way that actually makes the whole thing insane. Like How to Write Your Soul altogether. I guess it took almost 2 years.
Oh.
And then now that it's done, every time we think about it, I go back to when I started writing it. And when I was writing it, I was working for Samsung. I was promoting the S8 phone,
Oh.
and I was giving out freebies. And I was writing it there, and everyone that I was working with, all of the names that is in How to Write Your Soul, they're all the names of the people I was working with. But I was talking to them. I would always ask them like, "Oh, so what's your story? What are you doing here? Like, what do you do? What's your passion?" Basically,
It's just
and
with a
then I
notepad,
basically
just
took all of their stories and all of their heartaches, and then I wrote it into this script. But it was good because I was so moved by a lot of their stories, and it's so funny because the girl whose name is Jennifer, and the guy whose name is Jamie, they watched it and they were like, "Whoa, this is really trippy! Like, what is going on?" I'm like, "I'm so sorry. It's based off you guys."
no.
But
I feel
they're
like
they're not.
that's how like every story or like every writer kind of like does in a way. They reference like pretty much their whole like the life around them in a way.
Mhm, mhm, 100%, 100%. And
That's
yeah, so that's why The Alchemist is like one of my favorite books. It always reminds me of that, and also the way Mr. Paulo Coelho talks about love, hands down, he is like, yeah, it makes you want to be in love with the idea of love because he's
ooh.
just so good about like writing it. He's just so good at writing it. When you get to that chapter, you need to tell me. You need to
I
tell me
will. I
because
will. I might read it on my trip because I'm actually leaving for work on Sunday. Because my work requires me to travel. So I might if I'm not driving the van like as a driver, then I'll probably read it on my way. But like
yeah,
the way you're describing it, like
it's so good. It's so
it
good.
sounds
Just
good.
he pinpoints love like perfectly. You're like, yeah, that's exactly how it should be. Oh, that's how it should be. Yeah. It's good. It's good.
That's how love should be. Like
That's how love should be. Especially with the oh, maybe it's made me jaded. Maybe it's just made me be like, no, I have to find something like this book, otherwise I don't want anything. But honestly, it's yeah, the way he describes love is so good.
that's honestly like very cool. Like I've never heard of this writer and so this author, and then when you recommended me and then we were talking about the whole books and everything, and you told me how it's like pretty much like a fantasy for adults in a way, and stuff like that, the journey. And so I was like, okay, you know what, I like when people recommend books because I usually buy them because like my friend who's my editor is an avid reader as well, so she recommended me the Diary of an Oxygen Thief, which is
Yeah.
very good. Have you read that one?
I just read the
Oh
start
yeah, oh
and I
yeah,
was already like,
the beginning of it.
"Ah!"
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get
So
it on paperback because I have
it's
the digital version, but I just want it on paperback.
it's like this small or like somewhat like
Yeah.
around this oh my god. It's pretty much a diary obviously of the person
Yeah.
in the first chapter if everybody has it was like a whole Tumblr thing. Like that's how like my friend found out like about this book, and just from that first page reading, it's like he 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 like suck not the suck the soul out of like the girl or something like that, but like he liked seeing that or something like that. I forgot how it went, but like it was
Yeah.
like just from that first page, it's like it got me hooked, and so I bought that
Mhm.
book.
And he
So
was like, I've already killed her and it's 100% legal. I was like,
yeah,
whoa, okay, relax.
and like she's still alive, but she's like dead in a way. But it's like,
Mm.
but like
Hmm.
if you read are you like reading a book at the moment? Like, are you have you?
I am, but I want to get it on paperback. But Go on.
yeah, like the rest of the book, it's crazy because it's from obviously from the guy's perspective, but like I don't want to spoil it the book for you, but it's
Does he fall in love?
I can't really say because
Okay, okay,
yeah. It talks about that in a way, but like you need to read it to understand to like what he means by it. And
yeah.
so that book it hit me in a way to where like I think it motivated me to write a poem about it. I think I have a poem about it. So like whenever like I get motivated about certain things, I write a poem about it and stuff like that, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
I think from you, I actually wrote a poem that like you motivated me in a way. So I need to find it. I know it's in the daydreaming part, but like yeah. So like I like to write
Yeah.
poems based off like what I'm thinking at that moment and stuff like that. And
Experiences.
but yeah, honestly. And Adrian, what is your favorite book all time, Adrian?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Which one?
That was
Like the whole
the
series
last
or
one I
like
ever read. I think it was Doggy Days or Doggy Tales.
Dog Days is
Dog
pretty
Tales.
good. Dog Days is pretty good.
Yeah, remember.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid is a really good chapter book for like it's not really a chapter book. It's more of like a manga or comic book type way.
Mm.
But have you read the Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Chrissy?
My brother has read Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's actually his favorite. It's so funny. You're very much like my brother.
But you should read it. I think back in like our middle school or high school, it
Didn't
was
they
like
make a film of
yes, yes, they actually did. They made three.
it?
Mhm. Two of them, or I think four, and I think three of them are the same kids, and then one of them's different. Totally.
Oh, okay, okay,
I'll
okay.
probably really have to check that out because I only remember one movie with
Yeah, well, I just know that when the movie was coming out, my brother was super excited about it because yeah, he loves it.
it's a really good series. And I know they
Yeah.
also had a book that they made where like oh you can do your own Diary of a Wimpy Kid like you can write your own dialogue and stuff like that onto
Oh,
it.
that's cool.
So
Yeah.
it was always hard to like get those books when you're checking out like during like when it's library day when you're at school. It's always hard to get those because they're always checked out. And when you do get the chance, it's usually like not the chapter that you wanted that you needed to read. So like it was always hard.
Yeah. Oh my God, library day even.
And I worked as a librarian for 1 year, so like being like noticing that like there was like I was an elementary librarian there was like a certain book which was I forgot what it was called but every student had it and they would always like ask like there was a list for somebody who wanted to check it out next and so like it was so in demand and it was like crazy and I'm like why don't we have any more of these like but we always did but like the students always got them and so but yeah I like to me books was like helps you build your vocabulary in a
Oh
way
yeah,
that
for
you can like use big words if you wanted to and you can
sure.
sound smart and everything
It's all about the
like
movie.
yeah sound
Really
sophisticated.
helps the imagination as well.
Oh yeah, most
Like
definitely.
that's like definitely one of my favorite things about it. Like you can imagine if it captures my imagination, I will be stuck on that book. Alchemist
Oh
definitely
yeah,
captured my
I
imagination.
think the one that caught my imagination the most like it's tied for The Giver and Supermarket. I don't know, have you heard of Supermarket?
Yeah, no, you
Oh yeah,
recommended
we,
it
we
to me,
talked
and I
about this. Yeah, Supermarket with
yeah.
with Bobby Hall, Logic, the rapper. Uh, like when you were talking about how like you asked your coworkers about their life and you're writing it down and everything, like to like write the play, the move, the film, and everything.
Mhm.
That's kind of the logic of this whole Supermarket book. It's
Oh
he's
shit.
a
Yeah,
writer. He's a writer and he has to like write
yeah.
a book and everything. It's so trippy because once the climax hit, you're gonna be like, wait, what? It's like it's so like it messes with your whole imagination on how it was. because
Yeah.
once they hit you with the whole twist, you're just like, wait, so this didn't happen, or did that happen, or did it really
Oh,
happen? And so I don't know if he's actually turning it.
I love that.
He's trying to
Oh
turn
my
that
god.
into a film, I think, or he's working on a film for
Okay.
another book. But it caught my imagination because I was actually picturing this guy. He's working at a supermarket, writing down his coworkers' names, see the stories and all this stuff, and he's trying to write it into a book, and just the crazy stuff that happens. Oh my god, there's like a whole plot twist that you probably won't even notice. You'll probably like speculate and be like, you'll probably like look
Mm,
for a plot twist, but like it'll probably like be the least expected thing that you probably think about.
okay. I'm excited.
Yeah, like I highly recommend it to those who are listening in, or watching us. Supermarket by Bobby Hall is very great book, very great book, and that kind of like pushed me to like I was actually writing a book which was called Onism, which is like based on like time in a way. And I only wrote the first chapter. I'm still like I haven't like written on that for like a long while, but like I'll probably send you just the first chapter
Yeah.
to show you how it looks. But books are amazing.
Yeah, books are
They're
so
right.
good. Not
Uh,
bad.
it's not bad, but man, that's crazy. But man, we've pretty much talked about everything. Your whole origin story, your whole how you got your superpowers and everything.
Oh my
Um,
goodness, yeah.
I did
My
want to
bad.
ask. I did want to ask. You know Marvel, right? Superheroes and everything, obviously. Yeah. Okay. So
Yes.
we had a little debate with Ramen Boy, which everybody came at me. Uh, but because of logical reasons, they were telling me like, oh, you should probably be on the other team. Who are you? Is the team that you're on Captain America or Iron Man?
Black Panther.
Stop. Who would you pick out of from that battle, Captain America or Captain Iron Man, just from their whole ideal set?
Captain Iron.
Oh no, why are you doing this to me? Okay, okay. I've always been an Iron Man fan,
Mhm.
so it would be Iron Man. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Like I just wanted to know, no, Ramen Boy also went
But yeah,
Captain
that's a
America.
hidden topic in our family.
Yeah, no, Ramen Boy went for Captain America, and no, not Captain America, Iron Man,
Okay.
and I told him like, oh, well, I'm a Team Cap, and I think Kelly, he's like, oh, so you capping, and I'm like, I I guess. Do you know
Oh man,
do you know what capping means?
no.
Okay, so uh, it's like saying like what like you're a liar in a way. Like
Oh,
so cap like you're capping is you're a liar, or like no cap is like I'm not lying. Like
gotcha.
it's like I didn't get the hang of it until like months after that whole slang came out. So don't worry. Like yeah, so they were kind of coming at me, but like jokingly, because in a way the whole ideology of like why Captain America not Captain America Iron Man was doing what he was doing was pretty much because the whole family said and everything, and Captain America was like, no, you know what, I'm talking about all family and everything, but you know what, I'm gonna drop everything just for Bucky. And so yeah, I kind of understand what he was saying about like Iron Man, but like I'm still Captain America.
Yeah. Oh man, it's definitely. Do you follow the comics?
I not really. I've read one. I've heard of the comics where in Civil War, Iron Man was supposed to die,
Mm,
but
mm. And Captain America is actually a part of
Hydra.
the dark side. The dark side.
He's Darth Sidious in the
He's
center.
actually a Sith. You know that? Like, oh my god.
It's like why how do you know, like how do you think he gets his shield?
Like, gosh.
Uh, but yeah, technically, yeah, the dark side in a way, if you want to put it. But yeah, in the comics, he's a Hydra, and that's crazy.
Yeah, he is. So, which further confirms my support for Iron Man. No,
No, don't worry. When we were having this whole debate, Adrian just comes in the background like Black Panther, like. But we were just joking about.
They would just drop everything. Doctor Strange, hands down.
No, I've already said this. I'm like more of a DC fan, so like Batman's like my all-time superhero. Batman's my all-time superhero. He's more
DC.
he's more of like a realistic hero in a way.
Mm.
Like in a way, like Adrian, like if a millionaire had all this tech and like bought all this stuff and trained himself and put on a suit, like I feel like he'd be able to do it.
He'd be Batman?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he probably would. He wouldn't be like as nice as no, he wouldn't be like Iron Man. Iron Man is very child friendly.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Ish. I realize some of the things I said is questionable. Yeah, but like, yeah, it's not. DC can get very dark, like super dark.
Oh no, most definitely.
Yeah,
like
I really enjoyed watching Flashpoint though.
Was that the animated one, right?
Yeah, the animated one.
Yes,
the animated
that one was really good.
And then the whole origin of Batman, and then it was actually his dad, and changed the whole origin of Joker as well. It's Batman's mom. Oh my goodness, I was losing my mind. I was like, this is insane.
And how they kept and then Superman locked up.
Oh. Yeah. And he just wanted friends.
Yeah, and like when they finally released him, like he was like all frail, all weak because they just kept him locked.
Yeah.
That sucked.
And then he was like, we're friends, and then Superman was like, friend? Yeah.
But overall it was really, really great movie. But the thing I did want to ask you about was I was commenting on your Instagram for like a while because you always post about him. Is your pet rabbit?
Peter. Yeah.
And so from the clips that you saw, he's like very interactive with you. Like especially like when you would give him kisses and then or stuff like that, he would just like kiss you right back. Like
I wish he was here. He's not in my apartment right now. He's at my mom's place.
Yeah, I just fell in love with your rabbit.
Oh, he's so cute. My best friend, she was like, I just love how he's just so unbothered by anything, and she's like, he's like the Brad Pitt of rabbits. I'm like, oh, the Brad Pitt of rabbits.
I'll try to put like a photo of your rabbit. So I can see it.
Yeah, I always try to like put him in like clothes, and I'm always just I pitch it to him first because I'm just like, look, if you wanted to be Instagram famous, you could be.
I just love how you say it's like I pitch it to him. I pitch it to him first.
I do. You gotta ask them permission. You can't just like spring it on them, you know. And I always say, if you agree, say nothing.
And it works.
And it works every time. Sometimes though, when he doesn't agree, and I obviously it's obviously a fluke or something, or maybe he does understand what I say. When he doesn't agree, he like turns around and walks away. So I'm just like, okay, that means no.
Okay,
that means no. I'll respect.
It's like we'll try something different. We'll try something different.
We'll come back. Let me pitch you another idea. I've got more. We'll
go back to the drawing board.
Always. always. Because I always try to. Ever since I got him, ever since he was little, I've just been taking photos of him, and then he's been good because I always I put him in the spot I want to take a picture of, and I'm like stay, and then sometimes he gets it, and other times he's just like no, and then like walks away. I let him be free, but at the same time, putting a costume on him is probably the hardest thing because I have to show it to him, and then I put it next to him, and I'm like, what do you think? If he starts like sniffing at it, I'm like, that means yes, attack.
It's like you can't take it back. You can't take it back.
You gotta take it back. You already want to sniff the costume. That means yes.
Oh, it's so adorable with just how your Peter
So
is and
cute.
everything. He's so cute, honestly. And then you had another rabbit as well, or because I
I did. I had another rabbit. Her name was Begsy. She's a white mini lock, and she passed away. So then I got a new rabbit who her name's Rosie, and she has an attitude. I don't know where I went wrong with raising her, but she's currently 6 months old, so she's still young. But
she's in a rebel
man,
phase.
if
She's in a rebel phase.
she is in the rebel, okay, I'll give you an example, right? So they stay in my apartment. I have a balcony here, and sometimes she jumps on my bed, and I'm like, yeah, that's okay. You can jump on my bed. You can sleep on the bed because Peter does that. But then what she did was she peed on my bed.
No.
And so I was like, I got really mad, and then I took off the sheets and I washed the sheets, and then it was clean. I put it in the dryer, and then I put it back on the bed, and I was like, okay, you're no longer allowed on the bed. And then what she did was she jumped back on the bed and she peed on it again. Just after I washed it. Just after I washed it and dried it. And that is, for anyone who does their own laundry, that's like a 3-hour process, okay? And then so what I did was I was like, okay, that's it. You're sleeping on the balcony. I closed the balcony door and I was like, you're sleeping out there. Left her outside. Gave her food and everything as well. But usually I like to leave my door open so they can come in and out whenever they want.
Yeah.
Okay, and the next morning I was like, oh, I feel bad. I feel locked her out in the balcony. Then I was gonna go outside and apologize and give her like love and affection. I opened the balcony and she has ripped apart the mat that I gave her, and the kitty litter bag. She has ripped it open and it's spilled all over the balcony floor.
No.
Okay, I see. We have an attitude problem. So it was like her being like, oh, you're gonna lock me out here? Well, you know what I'm gonna do? And she just like ripped everything open. I was like, okay, you obviously can't be like, yeah.
That's
Peter's not
funny.
like that. Peter's
That's funny.
yeah, Rosie's face. Yeah, they have personalities, these rabbits. They really do.
I can tell from how you speak about Peter and your other rabbit.
I did not know this until until I started becoming a bunny mama, and I was like, oh wow.
Oh, that's
Personalities.
no like speaking about rabbits, my second oldest brother's dog, he was raised with rabbits. So when he was like a baby, he would be in those like rabbit holes with the rabbits. And so
Oh, that's so
yeah, and so when we took him in, he loves to make holes. And so
yeah.
he still digs holes to this day, and he's gotten like way bigger, and he just like naps in them, and we're just like, yeah, he still has his
Oh,
like whole rabbit stuff.
so cute. That is so cute.
Yeah, I'll probably
Is that your dog Luna?
huh?
Is that Luna that
No,
does
no, no,
that?
no, no.
Oh
Luna,
no,
she's laying down on my bed. She's like she knows this is
no.
like the time to sleep, and she just knocks out.
She's
Like
like, look, it's too late.
no, yeah, like it's what time is it? It's 11:14 over here, and I'm pretty sure it's like what like about to be 2, 3.
It's like 3 p.m. here.
Yeah, that's not that bad. That's I wish it was like already afternoon over here, but yeah, she lays down on my
She's
bed.
just
She sometimes she like lays down on her back or like I'll send you photos of like all the
Yeah.
moments I've caught her, like how she sleeps, and she hates waking up early. She hates waking up early.
Oh.
So like every time I got up early, either yesterday or my Thursday, your Friday.
Mm,
I got up like at 6 a.m. because I had to go to court for like a ticket that I had and
mm.
everything. And so I like lift up the blanket. I'm like, hey, like you gonna come out? And she's just
Yeah.
she's like, nah. I'm gonna go back to sleep. So I'm like, okay.
No.
I was like, I'll leave you here. I'll be back. If you want to come out, I'll just tell my mom like you want to come out or whatever. But I come back like it's like probably like 8 a.m. close to 9. I come back and she's just like knocked out, and I'm like, okay, this is it's
No.
understandable. But yeah, I'll send you those. But like, she's something. She's probably the only dog I've had that actually gives hugs. Yeah, so
Oh.
you'll probably hold her and then like she'll be sitting on your lap or something. If you like go like this, she like come up and give you a hug and you hug her and everything. She's like a little baby. So whenever I wake up in the morning, I put on my robe, just to like walk
Mm.
around, and she knows whenever I put my robe on, we're going out. So as soon as I put it on, she wakes up and she wants me like to carry her on my shoulder and everything. I was like, okay, I'll carry you
Yeah.
this time. But like that's all the time I carry her, and then I just take her out and everything. She loves car
Oh,
rides
that's,
though. She loves car
yeah.
rides.
Oh,
Like
that's good. I mean,
the passenger seat is her seat. Like whenever we're driving,
oh,
like it's hers.
yeah, that's cute.
But yeah, I need to buy her clothes though. When we move to Colorado, she's gonna need clothes because it's gonna be cold here
Yeah,
for her.
get her like a little jacket.
Yeah, I actually my mom made a like little Santa Claus type like theme.
Oh my
Like
gosh!
I think I still have the photos, so I'll send you all these photos. But like I still have it. Like this is
Yeah.
like when she was like younger, and like she even posed for one of the photos when I was taking her. She's just like all like stretched out and like just like looking at the camera. But yeah, she's something.
Yeah.
She has like
Oh.
little. The reason I got her actually is because when I first got her at the time, I lost my dog. And, like she passed away. My dog named Tiny. She was a Chihuahua, and I had her
Mm.
for 13 years actually. And so she was the only dog that we had left from Colorado. And so when she passed away, I was like, I can't have any more dogs. This is it. I'm not having any more other dogs because like Tiny was the
Yeah.
one. And so I was at my uncle's house, and he had like his dogs had just babies and everything, and she had the same mark my Tiny had on her head, and I was like, no, I got to take this one. Like, and so ever since then, like she does the same thing like my dog Tiny. Every time she lays down, her like legs are flat, or like when she sits
Mm.
down, her legs are like extended. Like she has like
Oh.
all the traits like my previous dog. And so like when I saw the movie Dog's Purpose, that kind of like hit me, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, it
yes,
would.
and I'm like
Oh,
that has to be Tiny. I'm like,
y'all.
yeah, so
I
I'm
want a
like,
dog.
yeah, I'm an emotional man. Like if
Oh
like I'm not even kidding. Like I want to say it that bluntly. Like I cry for everything. So like in A Dog's Purpose, I cried so bad. Um, last Christmas I cried so bad. Crazy Rich
think that's
Asians, I cried so bad.
oh, it's so good though. My brother's
Especially
the same. He cried in those films too.
yeah,
So did I.
especially the wedding scene in Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, right.
It was so
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah. It was.
But
Ah,
gosh.
and Henry Golding plays that character so well.
Oh yeah. And Constant Wu, I love her as an
Yeah,
actress. I love her and
yeah.
Aquafina. They're like amazing actresses in my
Oh
eyes.
my gosh, yes.
And when
So
I
true.
saw,
They're
I
good.
think the latest movie that Aquafina did was like with the whole like she has Chinese parents or Chinese the Chinese
Yeah,
grandmother. That's like
man. I was too afraid to watch it because I know it'll hit me so hard in the feelings. I have to watch it on a day that I'm like on a week that I know is going to be really fun, really good because it's going to mess with me. I know it already. I know it.
You gotta like have like
Yeah.
the most happiest day in your life, and then be like, I need to watch it now.
Yeah. Just to mellow out a little bit, you know.
Most definitely. But yeah, but I feel like we've pretty much went over everything. Like we're coming close to the closing segment. But yeah, we've pretty much hit everything about like you being an actress, but before that you were
Mm.
doing music. You know 6 instruments, but you're not like you said like the most like talented in each instrument in a way. You're proficient, like you said.
I
uh,
can just do them.
yeah, you can do them. You pretty much explained Loft Studios, which is an amazing
Mhm.
production in my eyes, especially with the budget that you guys have. You pretty much like you said, you're more over quality over quantity,
Mm.
and just the whole avid reader that you are. You love to read books. That's your whole go-to. And Peter, Peter, and and your other rabbit with the whole attitude.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, she has attitude.
and with all the 200 plus restaurants of vegan food that you have over there in
Yeah.
Australia, which is like heaven probably for you now already. Uh, but man, like just this whole interview with you has been to me amazing. I've been fangirling in my head this whole time. Trying not to like fangirl too much. Because like to me like yes, I love Ramen Boy, I love DJ Gamo, I love like all of these special guests that I have lined up. Like I've connected with them, I've networked with them, but like with you, like I've never communicated with you, but like with your production and everything, it spoke out to me, and I just admired you for that because it takes guts to
Thank you.
me to be in that profession, especially like
Mm.
going in front of a camera and just remembering lines. Uh,
Yeah, it is.
but like that to me that's guts, and I feel like it'd be hard for me to get into that profession even though I love talking, but like I don't like the spotlight in a way. But I commend you for pretty much all of the accolades that you have in your resume, your portfolio, as one would say. Uh, but man, this is like yeah, I'm speechless in a way to getting to know you even more, and for everybody else listening in, just to get to know you as well. Uh, and what I like to do at this at the end segment, there's two things I like to do when I have special guests. Which would be the first one. Is there any advice that you would like to give out to any aspiring artists, aspiring actresses, or aspiring anything in a way in the profession in the field that you would like to give out, like any type of advice to them?
I okay. Probably it would be trust yourself, trust your story, um, and your trust your skills. There's a lot of talk out there that will make you doubt that your story is worth telling, but it is worth telling, and there's the only right way to tell your story is through you. Your way is the right way. Yeah.
That hit. That hit. I can't tell you how much I've like felt like losing my confidence in the whole poetry and everything, but like that's yeah. So for those listening, you guys heard it from Chrissy Mae. Um, but yeah, and then the last thing, final thing. Is there anything that you want to promote and let everybody know what's going on, or what's something that they should all check out? The floor is yours for anything that you want to promote.
Oh man. Well, you know what? As of this moment, I don't really have anything to promote except for signing a whole bunch of petitions that
Yes.
add to the Black Lives Matter cause, and I guess being very kind to yourself this time of COVID. And probably something that I've read on the internet is to it's okay to realize you're wrong and and know that you fucked up, and also learning from that. So I guess if there's anything I'm gonna promote, it's that.
No, well, it's good. So make sure I'm a link your social media and everything. Make sure you guys stop by Chrissy Mae's Instagram. Hit her up, follow her. Sign the petitions that
Say
she
hi.
has. Yeah, say hi to her and all the petitions that she had towards the whole Black Lives Matter cause. It's a very serious cause that not only resonates just in the black community but all race in a way. It just correlates with all that. But make sure you guys sign the petition, help with the whole cause, especially because yeah, especially when I heard about Elijah McKnight, that that that
Ah,
that broke my heart. Cause I saw a video of him on Twitter not too long ago, and then I saw a post saying rest in peace, and I was like, wait, hold up, like did this really happen? And just the whole it broke my heart, especially finding out what
yeah,
his last words were.
yeah. I mean, I feel like everyone that's getting the attention on the internet, like it's good that we're all like seeing like what's happening in the world, but there's so much more that's happening that isn't getting the attention of the
Yeah.
internet. That's a really like for me, I guess just reading about it for anyone, if you just want to like you don't have to go full activism mode. It would be great if you do, but
Yes.
just reading it and educating yourself on like what is going on in the world, that is one way of helping because um, whoever you're in conversation with, your idea, you'll start to notice within yourself your ideas. You'll start challenging your own ideas. You'll start challenging other people's ideas, trying to figure out your own influences as well. And um, there's there's a saying, there's something that I read was like, if you truly believe in equality, then this is everyone's problem.
True. Preach.
So there's a lot of like talk of feeling inadequate, like, oh, it's not affecting me directly, but that's a problem in itself. Like
Yes.
if we're all really equal, then it's all of our problems.
I totally agree with that. And make sure you guys stop by her Instagram. She has all of the links and petitions and everything in her in your bio, correct?
Yeah, it's in my bio, and I've also got
Yes.
like a highlight story there if you want to
Yes.
click where you can donate, which petitions you can sign, and also just information about just like, checking in with yourself, seeing where you kind of fit in this whole spectrum. It's very, very difficult, I guess, to
Yes.
navigate through, but it's okay. We'll make mistakes, we'll say the wrong things, accept it, accept that we are all shitty people just trying to fix our shitty ways.
Yes, most definitely. But yeah, so make sure you guys check out Chrissy Mae's Instagram, Loft Bed Studios. I'll have all the links in the description, so make sure you guys go ahead and check this out. Um, what's it called? What else? I just That's pretty much it. I'm like I said, I'm speechless in a way. I was excited this whole time in a way
What's
because
exciting?
before we recorded, I was actually wearing a whole different outfit, and I told Adrian, I'm like, yo, hold up, I need to go switch. I need to go like, cause I need to also promote the my best friend's merch, Vasquez. He actually, uh, little promotion as well. He just released his first single on Spotify, all the platforms and everything, called "Reckless Love," by Vasquez. So make sure you guys check it out. I'll pretty much post it on our Instagram too. But yeah, he 2 years in the making, and he finally has his own song on pretty much all the platforms. But yeah, I think that pretty much does it for this interview. Uh, Once again, I appreciate you coming out for elevator talk and pretty much having a conversation with us. But yeah, I
I loved being
yeah.
here.
Hopefully, I wanna try to get get our special guests back on future episodes, just to have conversations rather than
Absolutely.
an interview, just like conversate and everything. But
For sure,
we'll
for
try to see. But
sure.
but for sure you're gonna see me stop by in Australia for sure to hit up
Oh yeah,
those
absolutely,
markets.
absolutely.
But yes, guys. Well, thank you guys for tuning in for Elevator Talk. For those who are listening in, obviously you guys are gonna get this a day before I put this on the YouTube channel. So make sure you guys check this out. And if you guys want to watch the video version, it will be out on YouTube on Monday, which is Chrissy's Tuesday. So yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha.